Hey everybody, welcome back to the GOFOR Podcast. My name is Sam Hicks. I'm joined with my co-host,
Grant Seat. Today we're going to talk, we'll start with a quick sec about Hoppers. A couple weeks ago I said Hoppers is going to fail. One of the reasons being that while the animation, is good and everything, and that's, technically getting better, writing is getting worse. That was my stance. I looked at Hoppers and I said, it is a film that is just about stuffed animals, basically. Like, you can see that all the characters are built just to be merchandise. So that was a big talking point, in us talking about how they're selling and pushing products rather than any form of, media more. And I'll be the first to say that I was wrong, partially. Hoppers did really well at the box office. I think it's the second highest grossing Pixar film in an opening weekend to date. I haven't seen it personally, but this is just based off of box office sales. But why I say partially, there's no way, and I'm standing firm on this, there's no way that Hoppers is going to have long-term fan base or enjoyment, I don't think when people go to something like Disney Plus, this is headed for streaming in the next, month or two, probably, or by summer. I don't think people are going to be running to Disney Plus to watch that. That doesn't seem like where that's going. It seems like, okay, we haven't had a Pixar movie in a little bit. Last few have been kind of so-so. Zootopia, it's probably getting a good push from Zootopia having another Animals movie come out. It's really similar in that sense. But I think, long term, it's not going to hold up. I would go to Disney Plus for The Incredibles, but I'm not going to go for Hoppers. Maybe I just grew up with The Incredibles, so I like it more. But that's my take. I don't think that kids are going to grow up and run to this movie.
No, I'm with you. I mean, it's a movie that I think won't last like an Inside Out or a Zootopia.
Yeah.
Those movies had sequels. I doubt this will have a sequel. Those movies, like you said, performed really well after the box office and streaming also. And so I think you're right. I think it's having a good run, which is great. That's probably it's having a much better run than we predicted for sure.
Yeah.
So we can admit we're wrong, but I agree with you. Its lasting impact will not be past pretty much the next couple weeks. Probably.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, I think sorry, are you hearing that buzz?
Yeah. Are you guys hearing that too?
From the mics, it sounds like there's a fly.
Yeah, Sam's laughing at us. All right. Okay, then great. All right,
man, it must be something on us.
Yeah, we're just stupid.
All right, anyways, what I was going to say was I think the last really good Pixar movie was probably Inside Out. Zootopia did a great job. That's Disney. I don't think that's Pixar. But Inside Out was to me, maybe Soul, but it doesn't seem like people are really going back to the movie Soul very much. But Inside Out, I've even rewatched that, and that I wouldn't necessarily say came out while I was a young kid growing up in the Pixar age kind of.
Yeah.
So I think ever since Inside Out, everything they've been making has been trying to kind of live up to what that was and what Pixar used to be. But the Pixar name used to be Unbreakable, and now it's you hear a Pixar movie's coming out and it just is another Disney movie, Disney animation.
Yeah, I mean they had a run in the early 2000s into the 2010s where it was super similar to Marvel's early run. The MCU movies up until pretty much Endgame, everybody went and saw. Everybody cared about. Everyone was for it. Same with Pixar. It had a phenomenal run, and then I think you're right. I think after Inside Out and probably Inside Out, that was probably the turning point where they started to come out with stuff and people stopped caring as much, which is interesting. And you can tell. And so I thought, but going back to a couple weeks ago, I thought that this new movie Hoppers was just going to be another one of those flops that nobody really goes, no one really goes to see. Because I don't know if there's any notable names attached. I haven't really looked, to be honest with you.
There are. I think John Hamm is one of the leads.
Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, though, I think you're right. I think there's been a good Pixar run, and I think they're trying to
go back to that.
Yeah, they're trying to relive the glory days for sure.
Okay. This is something I've been thinking about, and I'm interested to hear your opinion.
Okay.
But as of the last couple weeks, one thought that keeps crossing my mind is that at any good point in cinema history, there's been good Westerns. Which sounds a little bit crazy, but think about the earliest films were all Westerns. Then you go to the 30s. In the late 30s, you had some of the best Westerns to ever come out. Stagecoach still holds up today. Great, John Wayne's like first real leading role with John Ford. So you see Hollywood kind of has this run of like every 30 or so years that it really like something new happens that revives it a lot. So we saw that in the, late 1890s. You see the first silent film Westerns, and that's like what a majority of it was. So in the 1890s, primarily they're still making Westerns. Go to the 30s, Westerns, huge. And, like they say, I think it was 1939 is the best year in cinema history. And you look at all the Oscar noms and the movies that came out, and it's just, movie after movie after movie. Then go to the 60s, which we talk about all the time being like another one of cinema's golden ages. That's where you get Sergio Leone and Corbucci's spaghetti westerns. So you get that revival in the golden age of Hollywood. So boom, another 30 years. Go to the 90s, you have a new style of filmmaking that's a lot super influenced by Spielberg and Lucas, by the way. But it's a lot more like wholly rounded like stories and all that, and like a little bit more heartfelt and family oriented. So then you have Tombstone, Wyatt Earp, and you have Dances with Wolves and a bunch of other really, really popular Westerns coming out again. Now, it's been 30 years, and I don't know that a good Western has come out in the last like 5. We should
Most
be
of
looking.
them are Taylor Sheridan shows.
Yeah, and maybe that
doesn't
maybe,
really
but maybe that's
count.
maybe that's kind of what I mean. And I was saying this to kind of like talk about Hoppers in a roundabout way, but like I think we're not at that point yet. We're like just before where Hollywood's about to like nail something again. And so I think that like a movie like that is like it just doesn't know what it's missing right now. Like, we don't know what we could drive into it, because the 90s, like I was talking about, okay, well, we have these more family-centered, like, rounded stories, and, like, it's easier for the audience to come into something and know what they're going to get. Then you have Toy Story, Incredibles, Cars, WALL-E, Ratatouille, and those, like, scream that, like, man, like, this story's full, it's understandable. I mean, that's why we literally talk about the Pixar storytelling method, because they nailed it.
Yeah, we do. Film school 101.
Anyway, so I guess the thought I'm really making is like, number one, do you think that is a reasonable way to like kind of hold up Hollywood and say that the Westerns are a good way to judge where Hollywood's at? Or do you think that it's only been that way because we can look at it in hindsight, and hindsight's 2020?
I think there's some truth to what you're saying. I would say that like we kind of generally see every 30 years there's like a resurgence of people telling brand new stories that people flock to go see. We talk like the 70s, obviously, with Godfather and films like that, the 90s with like Good Will Hunting, things like that. So I'd say like, every 20, 30 years you kind of get a resurgence. I'd say Westerns, I mean, it's the one genre that's kind of held the test of time in Hollywood. I mean, the only other notable ones I can think of is like romance and mystery.
Yeah.
Comedies are a fairly modern thing.
And that's always changing. Like, you never really know what a comedy is.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
it's hard to nail it down.
Because you get, like, I don't know, name a comedy movie?
Well, I mean, okay, so think about this. You could have Superbad, which is clearly a comedy.
Yep.
Or you have a Tarantino movie, which is an action, drama, whatever. Yet, he says, and maybe I agree, maybe I don't, but he says he could go joke for joke with those movies. And not because his movie's a comedy, but just because, any movie can be funny. Like a comedy,
Yeah, I
you don't
agree.
need to nail in what a comedy is so much.
I agree. But you see like a movie like White Chicks, and you know very
Yeah.
clearly it's
Yeah.
comedy. It's like there's but there's a line with any genre. Like
Yeah, no, 100%.
you could argue that every Western's just a mystery film.
Yeah, I
You know
mean,
what
like
It's
I wouldn't say A Million Ways to Die in the West or Ridiculous Six is a Western.
right, 100%. So yes, I do think there's some truth to what you're saying. I think that again, it's one of the longest lasting genres. And yeah, every couple decades or every decade, you get that one movie that kind of puts the timestamp in Hollywood. One thing that I want to talk about really quickly, I just realized the Oscars is this Sunday.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel like we need to at least put in a prediction for Best Picture. I think.
yeah.
I don't even
Well,
know.
I'll
who the
put in a
nominations
prediction, even if it's a movie I don't like.
Let's hear it.
I think you're gonna see PTA take home a lot of awards, and we've seen him miss out on Best Director almost two or three times. Paul Thomas Anderson.
Oh yeah, okay. I've never heard PTA. That's funny.
Yeah. We're
Oh,
tight
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, you and PTA.
I think he's gonna come home Best Picture, Best Director, Best Support. Well, I don't know. I think Leo is probably the lead, and Sean Penn could, and I would agree with Sean Penn taking away Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
I don't know about Leo in lead. I thought he was great, but it's like, I don't know. Movie I want / I would choose to win if I could would be Train Dreams. Easily one of the best pictures I saw all year. Like overall cinematography, it could do really well. It might win that. But like there's just no other film I've seen in the last maybe like 5 years that felt like Train Dreams. Closest is like Robert Eggers with his natural lighting he likes to do, Lighthouse and Nosferatu, which came out last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Train Dreams is like, you watch that and you don't know how to watch other stuff. Like other stuff seems silly now.
Yeah.
Like even if it is like serious, I just thought that was like the most impactful movie that I saw, I think.
I think that on my end of the predictions, everyone knows Sinners got like a bajillion nominations. I think it might win like 2 or 3. That's my prediction. I don't think it'll win Best Picture. I don't think it should. I don't even think it was nominated for it. I really don't know. It might have been.
It was.
I think Marty Supreme won't win. I don't think it'll win Best Picture, but I could imagine that Timothée Chalamet wins Best Actor in a Leading Role.
Here's what I would, if that happens. Here is my official objection to that. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, Smashing Machine.
In his first serious role that I've seen him in that I actually could take seriously.
Yeah.
Was 1,000,002 times better than Timothée Chalamet and Marty Supreme. I like
really
Timothée
killed
Chalamet,
that role.
but I am yet to see him in a role better than he was in Beautiful Boy.
I think okay. I think you're right. No, actually, I think you're right. He's incredible in Beautiful Boy, and I think to your point, I think The Rock, his career. I mean, we've seen he's only ever done action comedies.
Right.
For The Rock, I think if he's going to win an Oscar any year, it has to be this year. This is his only chance, in my opinion, to win an Oscar. And to be honest, you know what? I'd be really, really happy if he won for Smash Machine, because it was a fantastic movie. I mean, he killed that role.
So great.
Yeah. So
same with Emily Blunt in that too. Actually, I thought she was great.
Yeah, but she's had one of those careers that like almost every movie she's in, you could say she could be deserving of an award. Oh yeah, which they're both in. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So those are our predictions.
Let's talk about Sinners though a little bit more, because
okay.
This is Sinners and One Battle After Another are going to be the two most talked about films, besides Marty Supreme too, maybe.
I did not like One Battle After Another.
I didn't either. But talking about Sinners, it has really strong elements to it.
Yep.
That I think deserve nominations.
Yep.
And that there's something to be said for being nominated. Like that's no joke. But I don't think that it beats out other movies this year. Maybe 3 years ago, I would be all over. I'd be like, yes, this was the best movie by far. But this year, I don't know. Like
this year's good. It's a competitive year this year.
Right. We talked about the gimmick. I mean, I guess we've talked about Sinners before,
we have.
so we don't need to get too into it. Ludwig Göransson, however you say his name, he always is great. So I would have no problem with anything with him.
I agree.
Set design, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Loved the
Costume.
feel of the movie.
Yeah.
Cinematography. I had like some like weird things. Like I wasn't totally a fan. I'm not a fan of the format thing where they switch between IMAX and widescreen. That really,
Yeah.
that seems like a nerdy film school.
It is. That's a little nitpicky,
I have
but-
this tool, so I'm going to use it rather than should I.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I hope Sinners doesn't win a single meaningful award, and I hope it wins like
technical awards.
Yeah. I hope the other artists get some attention for that movie because it is a good movie, but like it, I think we were just deprived of movies because we had only the Minecraft movie and then Sinners.
Yeah, I agree. I think at the time it came out, it was the most well crafted movie that came out at the time, but not in the whole year.
There were 2 Marvel movies that came out around that time. I'm trying to remember.
What were they? I have no idea.
Fantastic Four and
which was horrible.
what was that? They had like a New Avengers or something.
Yeah,
Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
And oh man, like no wonder everybody was all over Sinners because it's like you see 2 cookie cutter nothing movies, then you see something that you haven't really seen a whole lot.
Yep.
Which I will give it credit for the vampire aspect. It took me out of it when I watched it the first time.
Really?
Watching it back,
why did it take you out of it? I thought it was great.
It just felt silly. Like when it came off to me in the movie the first time,
man, it was so good.
the first time I watched it, I was like, but to
really?
its defense, I just recently watched Dusk Till Dark.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about that movie, it's also a vampire movie. I won't spoil it or anything, but that movie made me feel the same way where I was like, and I think it's just because monsters coming out of like a real world scenario.
Yeah, it feels a bit goofy, but I do think that they did a good job.
Yeah.
And like we were saying, I do hope that Sinners wins some technical awards, especially like we said, like music, costume design, set design. I hope those people, I hope their work doesn't go unnoticed.
I agree.
Yeah. So, kind of wrapping up the episode today, I want to talk about we shot and filmed our short film. Yes, finally.
We finally shot.
We finished the short film. We shot it last week and we didn't finish it. And it was really great to see all of our hard work come to fruition. And on the day, we were ahead of schedule all day long. I'm speaking for everybody, but we kept everyone relatively happy, and everyone was doing an incredible job. Everyone worked really, really hard leading up to it like we did, and on the day, everyone just came with their A game. It was awesome. You got to spend a lot of time with actors and rehearsing, which we haven't usually blocked out in the past.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever done that before.
No, so that was great. And then, like the hiccups that did happen were minor, and we got through them. And on my end, logistically, everything went better than I could have hoped. I mean, like I said, we were ahead of schedule the whole day, and I mean, I'm super pleased with it. I'm excited to show it. I'm excited to finish it.
Yeah.
But it just feels good to have this kind of victory. I mean, anyone who knows who's watching, we spent probably a month and a half just going over it, and I mean, you were doing rewrites and we're giving notes, and a lot of thought went into it, and we're just hoping that it'll ramp up for the feature, which we're going to be even more proud of. So
yeah, I mean, I think going into it, the 2 biggest things for me on the day that I wanted to get done were I wanted it to look good and be like professionally lit and all that, which the hard part with that is that I was also, while I'm directing it, I'm also shooting it on camera. So that takes you away from your actors a little bit. So I really wanted it to look good, but then in contrast to that, I wanted to spend a lot of time with my actors. And I think we accomplished both of that. Like, I think I spent a good amount of time working on the setups and everything, but our actors' call times were later. So we were able to get everything pretty much squared away. Then when they came in, I feel like I spent plenty of time with all of them.
Yep.
And we had great conversations. Like, I think knowing that the feature's in our back pocket right now and that we have the rough story and, like, we're both on the same page with what that's about, where it's going and everything was so helpful for the actors, because they would just sit us down and be like, so where's this going? Like, what's the, what happens to me after this? And, like, when you have those answers to them,
yeah, it helps a lot.
It feels great, but it also, like, they feel super comfortable and they feel way more trusting. And I think we were able to get better performances because of it. Whereas in the past, it's like, okay, so, like, who's my character? And we say, well, you're kind of the shady guy. What's he done in the past? Yeah, maybe he robbed a bank or something, and you're just, like, making it up on the fly. Whereas this, we're able to pull out, like, specific moments and everything. So it was great.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think, and just speaking for both of us, we're super happy. Like, everyone who helped us just did a great job, and we couldn't have had a better team. And, I think we both went into it with certain expectations, and we exceeded them, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate all the support. Please like and subscribe and share the video, and we will catch you all next week. Peace.